Type Soul needs these things. Now, I just wanted to do a general video where I'm talking about some of the stuff that the game needs, but Type Soul just really needs like a new breath of fresh air or just a pretty decent sized update that will actually give players a longer reason to want to play the game. So just to start off this video, I also just want to say, comment something that you think Type Soul needs, because I've been seeing like a lot of community suggestions on some things that they think should be coming to the game, or just features that would just improve the longevity of this game, and I'm also interested to see what you think. But outside of that, I'm officially going to get started with my changes, and I only have 4 things. So the first one that I want to just like see as a general change inside the game is going to be a refresh button for the servers. Now, I'm pretty sure almost everybody wants this because one of the main parts of progression inside this game is going to be doing raids. When you're doing raids, you're most likely doing it so that you can progress your Bankai and get it to like stage 3 and eventually get it, or you just want to do raids for your full standing or full resurrection. It's just that the servers are very, very unreliable. So I'm pretty sure I'll be putting a clip up on the screen of it, but I was joining a server, and it's like when you join a certain server, it would put you back in time and say that another server is inside of a raid, or that another server is inside grace period, when it's really not. And then you eventually join that server to find out that it's been running for like 15 hours. And not only that, if you have like a timesheet from whenever all the raid starts and you do try to join a server, sometimes it's like the numbers that are listed on the server list when you're trying to join aren't even true. Now, this is just like a general fix. I'm pretty sure every player would like this, and I do think that this will probably come sometime down the line in like the update channel. It's just that I felt like I should add it here because it just sheds more light to the situation. Oh, that's raid number 132. Now the next thing I also feel like is something a lot of players want, and this is just going to be a better reward system for actually winning the raids. Now, like I said, I feel like anybody would want this, and the main reason as to why I'm saying it is because if you look at your inventory after doing a raid, you either have like 8 bow ties, 20 spectacles, or what, headwear, soul beats. It's just that you get like a lot of these common items that have no value at all besides just looking good as an accessory. And getting them, like, and I don't want to like completely be so that you don't get these common items because it's good to just have them inside the pool. It's just that this is what you're gonna get for like 90% of your raids, and then those rare raids where you get like Aizen's eye patch or Kenpachi's eye patch, like, you're gonna appreciate it. It's just that you're having huge stacks of these common items, and since raiding is like probably the hugest amount of progression that you'll be doing inside this game once you're like heading towards endgame, it just becomes very, very annoying when you're just seeing the same thing over and over. Shinigami Genobi, bow tie, headwear, soul beats. It's like, it's just a bunch of useless items. And then not only that, when you actually beat a Karakura Town raid and you go to sell these items, they go for like 250k con, and it's just like, what's even the point of getting them? And when I say like better reward system, I don't want it to be where it's like a boosted chance for legendaries. I would rather just have new items inside the game that contribute other stuff. Most of the items, they just give like some HP buffs or they give defense buffs. There could probably be an item that makes it so that it takes 2 seconds off the cooldown of your last skill, or it just helps you do like more critical damage, like you have more true pierce damage on a certain item, like a percentage for true pierce damage. Because if you use Kendo and you learn vertical down and split gate, you do 5 seconds of true pierce damage. Like, they could just add some more items like that to just increase the pool and lower the chances on the commons a little bit, just so that out of like the 180 raids or 175 raids that you have to do, you can actually end it off with some decent items inside your whole entire inventory pool. And the third topic I want to talk about is going to be a unique raid type that gives out better rewards for the winning side, because out of all the raids that you do, chances of you getting like a skill box or a Hogyoku fragment is extremely low. And not only that, it can also be like a unique raid type that probably gives you 5 wins within the count of like 1 raid. Most of the time that you're doing raids, it's just going to be Art of Soul, or it's going to be Conquest or Gladiator, and that's really what it cycles through, and it just gets very, very boring and tedious because you have to do this over 100 times to actually progress your whole entire slot. Now, if you like add in a raid, like let's say a golden raid or like a special raid where it's like, if you beat this raid, you get 5 wins in one. that is just much more better. And I know that the point of like this huge grind inside the middle game is that players have like a goal to reach during the end game, and that, you know, you don't want them to get it easily, because that means that they'll stop playing your game, which means less money for you. It's just that most of the player base, I'll say like maybe 70 to 60% of them, aren't actually going to try and get Bankai. So it's like, if you just have this type of progression that's geared towards those players who will actually try to grind for it, like put in the time to do the 180 raids that you have to do, those players who decide to not do that won't have any reason to play raids, because they'll just see like the drop rates for the skill boxes being 0.3 or 0.1%, and then they'll see that this Hogyoku fragments that you can get Wizard is going to be like, what, 0.1%? And they'll be like, okay, those are some crazy percentages, there's no point in me really doing raids outside of like fighting somebody. And then they'll just be like, okay, I got my Sheikah, I got my partial res, or I got my Skrift, and that's enough for me, I'm just gonna stop playing the game. So I feel like there should be like a unique raid type that probably has increased chances to get some drops, because it would just make everybody want to play it more, instead of like 2 times weekends where the 0.1% chance goes up to a 0.2% chance. That's still extremely pointless, and I doubt that anybody would like really get something from that. And then this final point kind of ties into the last one that I was talking about, but the final one is just a new set of game modes for the raids. Now, I'm pretty sure that everybody who's like been actually grinding and progressing towards their Bankai and stuff could probably also vouch with me that the same type of raids that you're doing just get boring over time. The most exciting one is Gladiator, and if you're an elite grade, you barely even fight inside Gladiator. So it's like, it just gets very boring. And I feel like a different type of raid could actually come and play here and just make the game more fun. Now, the one that I was thinking is kind of like Search and Destroy from Black Ops, if you played it, where it's like you have 2 teams, and after that, the first team is placed on the defensive side and they have to defend their item, and their item could be like the Soul King or something, or their variation of the Soul King. Like for Arankars, it could be you defend Aizen. For Soul Reapers, you defend the Soul King, and then for Quincy's, I guess you just like defend the U-Haul box boot or something. So it could be different for every single side. And then the opposite team is going to be the Destroy team, where they're actually raiding that team's base to try and find the item so that they could destroy it. And destroying the item could be as simple as like, we all just have to use our skills on like a core or something. And I feel like it would just be like a different type of air to raids, because doing the same thing over and over again eventually does get boring for everyone. Plus, this type of raid, you could kind of make it like a small team mode where it's like, let's say like a 7v7 or like a 5v5. It doesn't have to be on the huge scale where it's like a 22 versus 1 inside of a raid. And maybe it could be in like a special map so that if 2 teams who are like friends or stuff want to queue up against each other in it, they can go to that area and queue up against each other. Like, it doesn't specifically have to be a raid, but just new game modes in general for the game, because this stuff could only last for so long, and eventually once people reach that end game progression, they're done using their Bankai and stuff, there's not really going to be any reason to continue playing the game. And personally, I do want to see like this game last very long, because I'm a fan of the PvP, and this is like the only Roblox game that I've genuinely spent money on within like the last 6 to 5 months, which is pretty shocking to me. But outside of that, hopefully you did enjoy this video, and like I said at the start, let me know some stuff that you want to see inside this game, because I do want this game to last on the platform, and I feel like the developer hasn't been listening to anything that the community says. So hopefully like some of the changes in this video come. I'm 99% sure that like the refresh server pages and maybe a new type of raid will actually end up coming to the game, but like some other content like a new Sheikah or like a new Bankai. But hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you didn't, then I still appreciate you for watching it this far, and like the video and subscribe, guys, because you know it's the end of the video and I have to say that every time it's the end, or some other real YouTuber. Yeah.